start.
Dwayne Zamet, and Dave is running Dwayne's old boat. Dwayne, of course, bought Paul Crisco's championship boat from last year, and Dave is going to have to run in the boat that Dwayne ran last year.
You bet, and you can see most of these drivers wear full face helmets. Very few wear the open face. There's a lot of controversy whether or not the full face is as safe as an open-faced helmet. These helmets tend to bucket, you know. It's not like falling off a motorcycle with a racing helmet. There's no bucketing effect. There's no water rushing up under the helmet to snap their necks back. But that can happen in boat racing, and hopefully these drivers land the right way, and generally they do.
Herb White, boat number 88, just came into the pits. You can see he's getting turned around by his crew there. And the drivers are holding their hands aloft, Mark. What does it mean at this point?
That's signifying to the referee that they're all ready for the start of this race. They're hoping that the white flag is raised at any second. And, of course, once the white flag is raised, any time between that and 45 seconds, the flag will be dropped, and that will signify the start of the race.
Now, Mark, they don't know exactly when, within those first 45 seconds, when the flag will be dropped, do they?
No, they don't, and that's very, very suspenseful for the drivers. At this point, their feet are quivering, of course. Their hearts are pounding. Their adrenaline is pumping. The white flag is raised.
Now, Mark, they've got their fingers. How do they start these boats?
Basically with their foot to the floor and a start button and their fuel pumps running.
And they have to go in a straight line to the first corner, and after that, it's anybody's race.
It's quiet time.
There it is, the flag's up. A quick start. Todd Clark in boat 33 out very quickly, along with Dwayne Zamet, boat 65, Tim Toth in boat 302. And on the inside, Gary Eden in boat number 111.
You bet. We've got a real race out here, but Todd Clark certainly is charged into the lead, and he's cutting from the outside of the course. He was in third position on the pole. He's going into turn number 1 with a clear advantage, but we have a pack of boats right behind him.
Dwayne Zamet coming in very quickly up in the inside. He's running in third position, but getting a lot of water in his face from the second position boat. But Todd Clark, there's the advantage of being in first and out first. He gets the smooth water,
nice
doesn't he?
Clean start. Can these boats get through here without spinning? These V-bottoms tend to spin out a lot in these corners. And we have a clean run through the first set of turns.
Now, these boats look like they're very easy to balance, but that's deceiving, Mark.
Oh, you bet it's difficult. You can see right now where Todd Clark's boat is just positioned on the last 4 to 2 inches of his pad. And we have a tight race going right there. We have Dwayne Zamet in second place on the inside. Oh, he's going through tight. Oh, on the outside, we almost had a little bit of a punch there. Oh, look at all those boats. Now they're contending with a lot of wakes in that first turn.
Going down the back straightaway, there is Todd Clark again.
Look at him balance that boat. He is right on the ragged edges, as we would say. His engine's trimmed out right now, and he's heading for open air.
We had a great shot there, Mark, of all the boats coming down the straightaway into this corner down here at the bridge. And you can see now as they go down the back course what is happening there. The boats are still very tight up there. There's some fighting going on for second, third, fourth positions in there.
You bet. It looks like Todd Clark has still got that early lead. He's hanging the boat right up on top of its pad. He's doing a real good job right now. There's lots of rooster tail. It's low, not too high, and that means he's cooking.
Look at those boats come down, Mark. They're just a whole bunch of arrows coming straight at you, and Todd Clark leading it all the way down there. A beautiful run.
You know, he's going to start running into some back markers any time now, and that's going to roughen up the race for him. It's clearly the advantage to be out front, but once he starts lapping boats, it gets rougher.
We see all the boats coming into the corner here. You can see the drivers have to drop them into the water, hook those boats through the corner, and get back on the throttle and get those engines kicked out again.
You bet. You can see the boats bobbing back and forth. That's chine walking. They're basically falling off the pad, rolling over onto the side, almost to the deck, and running again. And here you have Todd Clark. He's running real clean, but you can see as he sets through the turn, he hammers it through turn number 1, turn number 2, and again he's coming around the third pin turn and back down that long stretch. Basically, it's a half a mile long.
Mark has set up a beautiful lead right now. I mean, he's running away with this one right now. Todd Clark wide open and just seems to be having a great time out there.
Well, what he wants to do right now, it's the first heat. He wants to build up as much of a lead as possible. He doesn't want to go into the heat number 2 being challenged by number 302, and 302 is Tim Toth, and he, as I say, he's a real strong runner, and he's actually flying the boat a lot higher than Todd Clark is. As you can see, Todd's real clean, but not super high out of the water.
Yes, Tim Toth, boat 302. He was second place here last year. You see him working down the back straight there, trying to get that boat shoveled down. But as you said, he is really kiting that boat.
You bet he is.
Way up
but we have a driver in the water right now. We've got a driver that's out of the boat.
That's Dave Zammit in boat number 13.
Yeah.
And all the other drivers are shutting down beside him to see if he's okay.
It looks like he's okay. As a matter of fact, he's climbing back into his boat.
Oh.
There he is into the boat again. He's leaning down. Hopefully there's not too much water in the boat. He looks exhausted, mind you, anybody is. And we have Todd Clark. He's signaled that the race is being stopped. That's too bad for Todd. He worked hard to get out that lead, but now he's going to have to start over.
He's got all those bruises and nothing to show for them, Mark.
Well, I would think that number 13, Dave Zammit, has a few more bruises than Todd Clark has at this point.
Yes, but he's nice and cool now. But we hope, obviously, that he's all right. It looks like he is. He's in his boat. He's being towed in. As we watch the rest of the boats now shutting down on the course, the red flag is up, and that it is an indication for safety purposes. We have to stop the boat race and restart as soon as we get the driver back in his boat and the boat out of the water.
Thunder on the Grand will return.
To your neighbor. There it is.
The flag is down. And,
very cool.
We have a good start again. Looks like Todd Clark and Tim Toth out to an early lead, followed by number 737, Mike Kuhn. He's in third spot.
And Brian Rodway, his good friend, out in fourth spot on the outside. Unfortunate start there for Gary Eden. His engine.
We have a great race to pin number 1. We have Tim Toth on the outside, Todd Clark on the inside, and who's going to take the turn? It looks like Timmy Toth. Oh, no, we've got Todd Clark. He's on the inside. What a race, side by side. Coming around pin number 2, coming around pin number 3. And they're going down the straightaway now.
And what happened there was the advantage of being inside was clearly demonstrated. Poor Tim Toth saw nothing except water.
Look at these guys hang those boats, and Toth is right on the ragged edge.
And right on the edge is right, and he's got his hands full right in front of him with Todd Clark.
He's got the long way around the course. Now, can Todd Clark hold him off? That's going to be the suspense of the race. Oh, did he ever come around that corner fast? Todd Clark just nailed it right through the turn, kept it down, kept it tight, and he's headed for victory if he can keep Tim Toth off his transom.
Now that's the trick, because Todd Clark was able to throw water into Tim Toth's face. Tim couldn't find a way inside on the inside of the course. He had to go, as you said, around the outside, which is a long way around the course. And we're looking right now at a beautiful running outfit in Todd Clark as he wobbles slightly going down the straightaway there and hooks it into the first and top corner. He's got a nice hold on first position.
Yeah, I don't know if his prop is holding all that well. I'll tell you, that's bouncing out of the water, bouncing back in, as is the boat. And you can see Toth right behind him, coming right down the center of his wake. That's a turbulent spot to be in, but he'll have to cross one of these times and go to the inside or the outside. Right now, he's trying to line them up, deciding which way is the fastest way around him.
He's trying to hide from Todd Clark right now. You can see Todd coming down there in front, and right behind him in a straight line is Tim Toth.
You know, those little boats look like Formula Atlantic cars, you know, the Formula V cars. They're really small. The driver's head just sticking above the cowling, and you can see how Todd Clark goes through that corner. Actually, very stable for one of these V-bottoms.
A beautiful piece of driving by both.
Look at Tim Toth hang it up, though. He is really stretched out. I don't know about that gust coming out of that tributary, but I'll tell you, it has to play havoc.
Oh, you can see that there, Todd Clark holding down first place very nicely. Again, a little wobble, as you said, trying to get that boat down into the water for his corner.
Yeah, and there he goes through the corner, very clean. You can see once in a while the deck bob back and forth. He's trying to balance it on that thin, ragged pad, you know, that's only maybe 4 inches wide on the bottom of the boat. It's very, very little on the surface of the water.
Now, you mentioned earlier, Mark, that if you get on the outside and if they're able to keep you out there through the first corner, it's almost as if the race is over unless you've got something magic, and that's what's happened today here.
Well, in certain classes it seems to be that way. Now, Todd Clark has a lot of speed. Had he not had as much speed as it seems to have, I would say that Toth would have been by him, because Toth is an aggressive driver. But Todd has a lot of speed. He got through the first corner, and he set himself up for a good race.
Brian Rodway and his good friend are having a great run. Mike Kuhn in third and fourth position. But once again, we're watching going down the back straightaway. That is Tim Toth, and that boat is really aired out. He's pushing hard for first place, but he's not there yet.
He's got a very good line on the course. He doesn't go too tight. He kind of stays right in the center. He doesn't go real wide and float it through the turns as Toth sometimes does. He just seems to keep a natural line, try and keep his speed up, but he does back off slightly for the corner, then sets himself up for the straightaway.
Todd Clark coming down beautifully under control here. That boat is just hanging beautifully on a cushion of air, a little pad at the back of the boat, and he's doing a beautiful job driving, Mark.
You bet he is. It's almost like a Sunday drive for the man on a Saturday, but he's doing very well, and of course he goes through the turn, doesn't get too close to the buoys. You know, if he hits a buoy or he dislodges one, he's penalized, he's out of the race. So he wants to stay clear of those unless he's really dog-fighting with another competitor out there.
I can see that water's getting a little bumpier down there. As he went through the corner, it was a little rougher. Long straightaway distance now, almost half a straightaway between the first and second place boats.
Yeah, the race is certainly back in the pack, and we've got some good racing going on back here, but it's certainly not getting viewed by the cameras and our viewers out there. But we have Jeremy Dunn that's having a fight here with Herb White. Jeremy's struggling along with the lesser powered engine, but here we have Todd Clark once again coming down the straightaway. It's getting a little wilder out there, actually. It looks like some gusts are picking him off the water a bit.
Yeah, he's rocking from side to side. It's not nearly as smooth going down that straightaway now.
He's got the green flag is up and it signifies one lap to go, so he's on his final lap. All he has to do is keep it down on the water, don't hook, don't spin out, don't do anything dumb.
Like flipping the corner, right?
Yeah, like flipping the corner, sure. Here he comes, but you can see how that boat just looks like a rocket coming through the corners.
That is one beautiful running piece of equipment out there. He has it absolutely flattened out. It's a running beautiful angle in the air, and if there's any calm water out there, he's found it.
Yeah, he sure has. Basically, this is a pretty calm course today, Harry. It's not real difficult to read. I think that there are no big swells. There's a little bit of chop. Again, you have to watch out for the gusts. But you can see him. He's coming up the lap back markers right there. At this point, you know, had there been a little more time left in the race, he'd be lapping boats all over the place.
Herb White there in boat 88 sounding a little rough as we see Todd Clark coming up to take his finishing.
Yep, and here he comes. He takes the checkered flag.
We have the other boat still racing in the bottom corner.
You got Jeremy Dunn still racing around the course. He still has to go one more lap, but Todd Clark has taken the checkered flag.
And Herb White right behind him in there in 88. That's a boat that usually runs faster, but his engine does not sound good.
No, it doesn't. And Tim Toth just went across the judges' stand in second place. Oh, it looks like he's going to sleep out there.
Yeah. Todd Clark just looking at that victory flag that he got first. He's watching the rest of his competitors take the victory flag as well. All the drivers coming across, Brian Rodway, Mike Coons, and all the rest of the drivers in the first heat of the EP class here, Mark. A great start to the Sportscraft division here at the 49th Annual Thunder on the Grand.